basically kind of weird because some people are, trying to maintain this sort of canon sphere, this little where there is this consistent canon, and other people are just saying no, we need to split off. We need to, stop unifying, start making our own individuals. So it's become sort of this balance between that, and I think that the blogs are suffering for that a lot.
Honestly, the way I look at it is in the blogosphere, and actually a lot of the Slenderverse itself, there really is no established canon, except for the fact that there's a tall man with no face in a suit stalking people. It's like, okay, look at it this way. You have a pane of glass, okay, which is the entirety of the Slenderverse, the blogosphere, everything. It's the mythos. And it cracks. You have thousands of different webs of people creating their own canons, their own ways of describing and depicting Slenderman. It's honestly, a lot of that is why I think some parts of the mythos are suffering. There needs to be some kind of a unification of set standards. I mean, I understand people are going to want to go into their own little fanfic My Immortal crap. I understand that. But there needs to be a set, balance here.
Slenderman is so golf, guys.
Honestly, I think
I agree.
I think there should be a sort of standard that's not really a standard. Meaning it shouldn't be so rigid. It should be very much open to new ideas, but not obnoxiously open.
Yeah, like it's a broad thing you can choose from, but in the same aspect, there's not much. There's room for expansion and deviation. However, if you deviate too far, you know it, and then it ceases to become part of the Slenderverse.
We don't want it to stunt any sort of creativity or imagination.
No. I'm trying to stunt the creation of really bad blogs and vlogs.
I'm trying to prevent a number of abducted flowers.
Yeah.
In this game, it was not set in the Slenderman universe at all, and I still set the sequel in the Slenderman universe, like the Unified Verse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but see, you're a different case. You honestly...
I mean, your series is different because it intentionally builds multiple universes into its narrative, much like Observe and Terminate did. So,
yes.
You guys both did it about the same time, so I shouldn't put one above the other. But, yeah, so that's different. And definitely, actually probably a decent idea. I mean, honestly, I think that if a lot more people were to use the dimensional bleeding concept of, there being multiple universes, it would actually solve a lot of continuity issues.
Isn't that why it was invented, though, was to solve continuity issues?
Basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
They were like,
and
everybody's exactly the same.
And everybody's just disregarding it. And it's kind of unfair, actually, because it's a brilliant idea.
It kind of, made continuity errors a thing of the past. I mean, anything that was wrong, you could basically chalk up to it's a different universe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's still an excuse that I think people use. They just don't mention it. The problem is, though, there's the problem is people are not coming up with their own thing. They're not being creative. They're drawing from other people and building on that.
Which therein lies the issue.
This person had a good idea. I want to build on that idea. I want to improve that idea. And that works to an extent.
There's only so much more you can add to the already Lego tower.
And people explore the explorations more. I think what needs to happen is more go off, do their own thing, not make everything so interconnected, because that's hard for readers to get into.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Now, crossing over, that's totally cool, but it has to be able to stand alone on its own.
Right.
And it has to be in moderation.
You shouldn't have to follow the other series in order to understand what happens.
Yeah.
I've done a couple crossovers so far in my current series, and every time I've made sure that all the necessary information is available on my channels and on my blog. If there's anything on the other blog that needs to be known on the one that I'm crossing over with, I talked to the creator and I copied over. Because you shouldn't have to follow everything.
Personally, one of the main reasons that Tribe 12 and Everman Hybrid crossed over was not just for the sake of crossing over. It was because we actually had a link together that we wanted to sort of exploit and make canon.
Of course.
So it was a fun endeavor, and it actually like worked out canon-wise. But when I see like all these series crossing over just for the sake of crossing over, it's kind of silly.
Yeah, basically, I think that for a good crossover to be executed, at least in a blog, you need to write like the other blog doesn't even exist. Like, explain everything there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
And,
you should write it like you're writing a book, not like you're writing with somebody else, like a role play.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Write it.
I'm actually adapting my blog into a book.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you deserve a round of fucking applause, my good man. Round of fucking applause.
Yes.
Pardon my language. Anyways, I believe Z has another question.
All right,
Or one last question.
One last question, just to wrap up this discussion of the blogosphere. Just because I'm curious, and because you're, still over there in the blogosphere regularly, how does the blogosphere view and react to the vlogosphere, to the vlogs?
Ooh.
Because, I mean, we you know what I'm saying?
And no, that does not include anything that uses both blogs and vlogs.
Yeah, not including the hybrid series, but in terms of
yeah, that's a very good question. Largely, they react to the vlogosphere about the same way that the vlogosphere reacts to the blogosphere. I mean, they know it's there, they know it exists. There's,
Is it like two different bubbles though?
Some people read things. Yeah, it's two different bubbles.
I mean, because that's the basic way I would think about it. Is you've got the vlogosphere, which is basically a completely different universe, and then you've got the blogosphere, which operates, on a completely different.
It's not just the different universes. I mean, there are a lot of crossovers between the blog and the blogosphere.
Yeah, and for the large part, for the most part, the vloggers don't read blogs, and the bloggers don't watch vlogs, and that's another big problem. That's something that needs to change. There needs to be more people making more recommendations on both ends, which means, bloggers are going to have to bite the bullet and start watching vlogs, and vloggers are going to have to bite the bullet and start reading blogs.
Agreed. I mean, kind of, in some aspects, kind of I hate to use the term, but basically cross over the two universes. That way, that would add so much.
I wouldn't say crossover.
Or it could make Amalgam Comics.
I wouldn't say crossover the two universes. I'd say crossover.
I kind of liked Amalgam Comics.
Crossover the fandoms.
Yes, the fandom.
There you go. That's probably better.
I think maybe we could introduce some. I kind of am toying with user interaction right now, and I kind of want to try to get a blogger in on that, and just see if we can force our audiences to work together.
I mean,
I don't really have an active audience.
Well, I'm gonna be completely honest with everybody. I've been toying around with the idea of starting my own blog, or starting one that I tried to start a long time ago but never got off the ground, out of my head. And I think that's kind of what I want to do, is I want to be able to kind of be that first blog that actually, first off, does user interaction, well enough that it doesn't look painfully obvious, and also to kind of try and interact with more of the vlogs than
So if
most
you're a
things.
purist, does that mean that you're not going to read your own blog?
No, I'll read my own blog. Shut up.
I love you.
I hate you, Adam. I hate you so much.
I love
No,
you.
I had to. There is a flaw in your logic. Yeah.
Yes, there is a flaw in my logic, but I mean,
never look at it again.
There is a fly in your pea soup.
I mean, okay, honestly, I was a part of a blog at one point. I was. I don't know if Andy, do you think it would be okay if I said who I was?
Is it the Operation Sterling thing?
No. That's actually what I'm going to pick up off of. But is it okay to do the other one? The one that you and I have both kind of... You know what, screw it, I'm going to mention it anyway.
Yeah,
if any of you guys have read Fabulous, that blog...
that one. Yes.
Yes. Is that okay to mention? For a very short, brief amount of time, I didn't have the time to actually to put down for it, but I was actually Jonathan. I was her bodyguard. I was Fiona's bodyguard for a little while, and I really, that was where it started off. I really, really I loved writing it, but I never could find the time or the inspiration to do so. Now I have both time and I have a lot of inspiration, so I actually think that's what I'm going to do. And actually, as Andy mentioned, the Project Sterling thing, my blog that I was going to do for it, I'm going to pick back up and do it my own style.
And that one stands alone really well, too.
Agreed.
But, Operation Sterling is actually still going to happen. Technically, it's officially started now. Only one blog has started, but
I have no idea
Operation
what this
Sterling.
is.
Yeah, basically,
You can plug it next time.
Hooray!
Yeah, next time.
Oh wait, we've already been talking about it for a while though. So plus one.
We're a great outlet.
We're up
for
to
your
6.
plugging.
Yep.
Yeah. So, actually, no, we're up to 19 because I've been keeping track of the last podcast. Anyways,
No, I do a separate tally per podcast.
Oh, okay. I'll do the. Okay. We'll do that. Anyways, what time are we hopping up on? We're hopping on to 55 minutes.
All right. Well, we're making good time then. Okay.
Yeah.
So next up, it's off-topic time.
Off-topic time.
Where we talk about stuff that has.
I'd like to start off this segment. Gabe Newell.
That's the entire.
Wait, no. Let me start off the subject. This section with a joke. Okay, this is the joke.
I apologize for the loud truck.
Wait, let me read my joke.
Let him read, guys. Gosh.
High rating.
Okay. Gabe Newell, Andrew Hussie, and Steven Moffat walk into a bar.
No.
There's not really a joke except for the bar is underneath a bridge. And because they're trolls. They're the biggest trolls ever.
Okay, that was. I give you kudos. I actually wanted to do one thing, kind of unrelated. Actually, no. What's the section we're doing now? I kind of forgot.
Off topic. Whatever.
Never mind. I'll do it later. It's actually I want to do this at the beginning of the art.
For no wifing. Okay.
Yes, because it's on my it was on my actual OOG YouTube channel, so I'll save it for no wifing.
I believe
It's on
we
your
decided.
channel.
I believe we decided before we started that our OG topic is going to be why are there so many good movies this summer, and we've had so few the last several years.
Yeah.
Why do they all come in one summer?
That's how it usually works, man.
True.
Are they just trying to get everything out before 2012?
Pretty much, because we're all going to be dead or like abducted by aliens and probed.
Let's see.
No.
Avengers.
And since I'm an alien, I get to probe all of you.
Yeah.
Screwdriver will be used tonight, my good men.
I am never drinking a soda during a podcast again. I apologize.
It works. I am too. Don't feel bad.
Okay, so what were you saying, Adam? You were starting us off.
Well, there's I had a list up on IMDb of like most anticipated upcoming movies of 2012.
Okay, we've got Avengers, of course.
Prometheus.
Yeah, Prometheus.
That new Tarantino
Hobbit's
movie.
Christmas.
Yeah, Hobbits. A new Tarantino movie called The Django Unchained.
Mm-hmm.
I never heard of that one.
It's a new Tarantino, so it's probably good. Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Abe Lincoln
yes.
Vampire. I'm going to a midnight showing of that crap. That sounds amazing.
The new Amazing Spider-Man reboot thing.
That doesn't look bad.
Yeah, it actually looks pretty good. And there's a new Superman, I think, coming out.
That's next.
I hope so.
That's next. I heard.
I'm trying to find more. Shit, I had a whole bunch. Oh, Brave, the new Pixar movie.
That's coming up for summer?
I think, right? Yeah, 2012.
Huh, I thought they usually put those out around Christmas.
I don't know, but it's going to be
Maybe they'll-
2012.
We'll never see it.
Ooh, the Twilight Saga, Breaking Dawn Part 2. Can't
Fuck
wait.
you!
I'm going to slap you in the freaking soul.
I'm actually really excited for it.
We had to have one to spoil the summer.
Yeah.
It looks like
Rise of that new, looks like DreamWorks Gruesome Balls with the Rise of the Guardians thing.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That looks real good. I think.
Oh wait, I thought of another spoiler, guys. Not spoiler in terms of like somebody's going to spoil a story, but spoiler is in ruining things. That Warm Bodies movie.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's coming out this summer.
I heard that it might be good, but I'm not sure.
I can't believe that.
I'm real iffy on that.